Right. Why are you recording already, Randy?
I mean, I thought I'd get some laughter in this,
Oh,
some
okay.
fun. So, should we get this thing started?
Sure.
All right. There it goes. Bam. And a new episode of Lonehammer is starting right meow. I'm your host, Randy Glenn, and with me tonight, as always,
Rabbit. Meow. Why would I say meow?
right,
Just one.
right, meow, right, meow. Meow, you better watch what you're doing.
You said meow.
Say meow. And
Oh, yeah,
we
I
also
bet you I can
have
call him a chicken fucker.
chicken fucker. What? Hey, what's that place you go to? That place with all the cool stuff on the walls?
You mean
Are
shenanigans?
you guys talking about shenanigans?
Oh, we have Mark Cox too. Oh my god.
Pistol whip. Pistol whip.
Pistol whip all. The greatest movie of all time.
Well,
Comedy. This is not
role
up for
models.
discussion.
Role models is slightly better, but
No, sir.
No way.
I love role
No.
models, man.
Yeah, you
I
would.
do too, but not that good.
No.
The Minotaur, when he's got the suit on, he's walking by, and that little kid's like, "Hey, nice cow outfit, man." He goes, "Oh, no, this is a Minotaur, a mythological beast, and I got this one from your mom's closet. She let me keep it after I fucked her."
So fucked up,
This is
dude.
the greatest line, dude.
All right. We have to reel it in. We have to
No,
reel it in, or we'll be online all night.
that's true.
That'll suck. So Mark, you're with us again, dude. What's going on, dude? Do you have a permanent chair?
I just don't have a social life. I think that's what it is.
It's good to know that we're a good backup for you.
You're my silver medal.
You're my silver medal. Yes.
Josh Stewart was gonna be on here, but he decided he was gonna bitch out because he didn't have like a microphone, because like he has children to break them. You know, that's how it goes.
Oh my God! You know what we
those
should
Hammer
call
Time
Stewart
guys,
from
they
now on?
always- they
We should
always
call
have an
Stewart Bill
excuse.
Curry.
No, you know what it is?
It's
You
also
ever
like
notice-
6:30 over there too.
Yeah,
so.
I know. Yeah, but he goes, you know, I've noticed something with Stewart, man. He's always got an excuse, Randy. Remember last time he didn't want to drink the moonshine.
Oh, he didn't want to drink the moonshine. He found out what the shine was.
Tell you,
Stewart,
man.
bro, gotta drink the shine, man.
Yeah, if you guys didn't listen to the West Coast Hammer Time, they got a new episode up last week that was pretty good to listen to. They did some Alamo coverage and stuff, so check it out.
Yeah, they did another one recently too. I was listening
Yep.
to. I do it in between
Yep.
jobs. Fun
Well,
times.
Sweet.
Yeah. So what do we got on the plate today? Let's see. So rumors. The world officially is about to end if I read the threads on forums correctly.
Pigs, flying, dogs, cats.
It's crazy, right? People are
Living
absolutely
together.
losing their mind. So we have what is it? The elf end times is the cane, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Whatever
excited?
you want to call it. Man, I'm gonna be honest. Like I was more excited. Like I was a little bit puzzled because I was kind of hoping that the elf thing was gonna be, oh hey, you know, Rise of Cult of Slanesh again and bring that back, because that was kind of my favorite. Kind of the way they did it now. I don't know. I don't like that they ended like the whole feud between the elves and kind of like united them under one banner. I don't think it's gonna stick. I just think it's, you know, their way of kind of building a fun storyline for people to, you know, play and stuff like that. Which actually this happened back in like 4th edition or something like that, where like when the war originally broke out, there's all kinds of crazy like feuding between it, and they had like a whole campaign versus it, and it was actually just an entire campaign just like End Times, but it was just for High Elves versus Dark Elves. Like they had a full-on campaign in 4th edition that you could play. So
That sounds fun. I haven't been playing this game long enough to even know that. I feel like a mere infant right now.
yeah, well, I actually played it back in the day with Scott Holcomb, who we had on for End Times originally, and it was pretty cool to see that. But I think it's gonna be, it's pretty, the writing's on the wall. This is just obviously a campaign thing, but um, just, oh my gosh, like so ridiculously, like they just keep amping it up, typical GW fashion, right? Like, oh, the first
Hmm.
release book is good, and then the next one is better, and then the next one is holy shit, like, like typical GW fashion. I mean, other than Wet Lizardman, so.
So what do you think, Mark? What's your take on this whole thing?
I think they're just using this as a spacer. Like Jeff said, GW kind of has a way of doing this where they don't quite have the next edition all panned out yet, so they kind of throw these wonky things out there, and something sticks to the wall, something doesn't. They keep stuff, they don't keep stuff. So, like we were talking about before we started recording, I think this is kind of a beta. Um, they're just doing a lot of combination, a lot of allies, a lot of this, a lot of that, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't work. Um, because I guess they're not good enough at playtesting themselves, so they're just gonna let the market do it for them, and then they'll make retractions and corrections. And I like Jeff. I don't see this being a permanent fix. I see this being just kind of a temporary storyline, like they do every couple of years, and then we'll get the new editions and everything will kind of go back to the way it was, where there's no blurred lines between armies. Maybe there will be, but it won't be this drastic.
You think so?
That's
Yeah, it's
that's a good a guess as anything, right?
It's a pretty. You are doing a pretty good guess, my friend. That is a pretty good guess. I like it. I like it. See, I just think that this is just for funsies. I'm okay with funsies. This is like a. We'll get into it later. We got a game in last week, right, Mark? And it was kind of fun. I enjoyed the rules of it. I mean, it was just different, and like I think we say all the time, different isn't always bad. It's just different. It's something. It's something for me fun to play. So I enjoyed the fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah,
So
it
yeah.
was fun. Absolutely. And I, not to focus on just the rules or anything, but from just the story and the fluff aspect of it, this is spectacular. Having these storylines, these new arcs for characters that have been around and have been basically doing the exact same thing for the last 10 or 20 years, to have them now go through this, in some cases, life-ending situation, uh, to further the dialogue of the fantasy times is really interesting. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, I definitely I've purchased two of the books. I don't know if I'm gonna get the Elf book because of the limited supply, but I'm
you
pretty
guys are
excited.
suckers. I'm gonna buy them all when they come out on paperback as a as a
I
Well,
might
I
just
haven't
collective.
bought nothing, so yeah.
I might just
Yeah,
buy it on iTunes or on for my iPad. Just buy it as an
yeah.
ebook.
Like it's fine because Chad in our Dreadmoon group, Chad Presley, he buys all of them. So like I'm still, and so does Jody. Like um they both got the End Times book. So I see them, but I'm like, I can wait until after it's over and get them on paperback to have the supplements. I'm not paying $100 and something a book. I can't.
Not a bad idea. That's not a horrible idea, my friend. Not a horrible idea. I will say though that I have enjoyed both books enough that it's not like I don't sit there. I don't have buyer's remorse. I don't go. I wish I wouldn't have. I like it. It's on my bookshelf. I pull them out every so often and kind of read it when I take a shit, which is
Oh
good.
right, yeah. I mean, like it's cool fluff. Like definitely cool. Like I've been able to read some of it, but I'm not gonna spend. I got burned so bad back in the day since I've been playing this so long. It's like you're gonna get you're gonna get these supplements. Like I don't know if you remembered. I don't know if you were playing back then, Mark, but like remember back when they had the annuals, like where every
Yeah.
year they would have like a pseudo errata every year, and it would be like, okay, here's the main rule book, right? And then
Yep.
the 2001 annual, right? Oh, okay. Well, these are new FAQ, like these are new rules, like override previous rules, or they are optional rules, right? Like Dark Elves had like these different War Hydras. You could take, this weaker War Hydra that like was spell familiar and like is that kind of stuff. They had all kind of new rules. Well, it just kind of feels like they did those, and then they did, okay, so 2001 annual, 2002 annual. Oh, by the way, in 2003, everything doesn't exist anymore. We rewrite the book, and you can't use annuals anymore. Those are no longer even options, and all that stuff that you bought doesn't apply. So it's like you had these new units for 2 years, and then they're just gone. Like I'm
Yeah,
just,
and then they did the Storms of Chaos. Okay, cool. Now you can have these cool new armies,
and then delete them.
and and then those
Delete
go
them.
away.
2 years. Yeah, 2 years
And then
later,
they
delete them.
do, yeah, exactly. Then they turn around and do another couple of supplements like Lustria. I've still got the Lustria book, and I really like the rules and kind of the fluff behind it. But that book was never technically legal, so it was like, yeah, have fun playing this in your free time, but nobody's ever going to accept it.
Yeah.
I accept you, Mark, for who you are. I want you to know that. I accept you, bro, for exactly what you are. I feel good about saying that too. Just want to say that. I'm just saying I feel good about it. I'm just saying I feel good about saying it. I know it's probably a little awkward for you, but my love for you is strong, bro.
So my point is I
Damn, I just got dismissed like that. I just get
Yeah.
dismissed.
You got jacked.
Damn, bro.
So my thing is like I don't know if I want to buy into another book that's going to be like, oh, by the way, it doesn't exist anymore. That's all.
I don't blame you.
Just the writing's on the wall that it's happened before, and I totally can see it happening again. So I just go figure. It'll be the one time I don't buy the stuff right away, and then it'll be like, oh yeah, this is permanent, by the way.
By the way, this is a permanent thing that we're going to do, and I hope you like it. I mean, I hope it's permanent, but I hope it's permanent in a different way. I hope it's permanent as in, I don't know. I think that there's the two school of thoughts, and I think where the world is, the sky is falling and the Warhammer is about to end, is there's the tournament players and then there's the fun players, and each group has their own say, and I think that both points are legit.
Yep.
And I think that everybody needs to get over themselves a little bit. Take in toy soldiers a little serious.
Man, this is real. Come on, man.
The real shit just got real.
Shit's real to me, damn it.
I'm gonna go practice.
I'm gonna go practice. We talking about practice?
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 It's like school in summertime.
Yeah, I don't know, but so let's go over a history of how the sky has started to fall.
Yeah,
so
sounds good.
They came out with End Times, and everybody was kind of like, this could be fun, and everybody started raging over the 50% Lords and Heroes, and then Nagash, and everybody was like, this is ridiculous. I kind of liked it. I don't know why. I was like, that's...
Well, it wasn't so much that it was ridiculous, right? It was just like, oh my gosh, they're finally doing something to fantasy after this amount of time. Which, but, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think 8th edition is a pretty balanced edition. I don't think it was like, oh my gosh, we've got to shake everything up. But, like, it was such a shakeup that it was so different than what was already happening. There wasn't any minor changes, right? It was just, hey, by the way, mic drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I do. I kind of like. I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I like the big characters because when you read the fluff and fantasy, you're not talking about some 75 or these huge legions of guys doing anything. It's the heroes. I mean, that's what you're playing Warhammer for. I don't care what anybody says.
Well, back in the day, Hero Hammer was pretty bad. I mean, like, it was game breaking, but I don't think that you're gonna ever. And I've seen, it's been back and forth on these conversations on Hero Hammer, and have we returned to Hero Hammer? The answer is no. I've been there, so it's just not. It's not gonna. There will be no return to Hero Hammer until they completely redo all the rules. Because as long as you have cannons and stuff like that, like cannons used to be hard to hit shit with, and now it's not. So even a stone thrower, man, like I don't know, you're not gonna get back to Hero Hammer, and if you do, have fun with it. Who cares? Like, play a double bloodthirster, like play a double bloodthirster um, for fun in your club. No one's gonna give you any shit about it, but we're talking about, we're particularly our group plays more towards GT strategy play, right? So it's not that we play that every time. It's just that's kind of what we kind of gravitate towards. And the GT scene is kind of like, we don't know. This GT is going to say 50% Lords. That one's not. Like, I think that that's fine. I think even at 50% Lords, I personally am not going to take 50% Lords because I don't think it's optimal.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm glad you brought up the Bloodthirster because after the Undead Legions, we got the Glocken book, and we got the Glocken
Sure.
book with the Chaos Legion, and
Right.
I was excited over it because I play demons, and the thought of it was, I think the thought of it was the part that I loved the most because knowing that I could take so much, just the crap that I could take when they combined Beastmen, Warriors, and
Yeah.
Demons, and I don't play Beastmen, but I love the way the models look, and that's the thing to me. Like I like Minotaurs. I use them as Beast and Nurgle. I think they look amazing.
I think that's one of the things that's gonna stick though, Randy. I mean, there's a couple of things that I think Mark is totally accurate on. I think this is kind of like a beta where they're seeing how stuff's gonna shake up and how the players like it. I think that the hordes of chaos will return. I think
Yeah,
that's something that's
I
gonna
agree
stick
with that.
around. It used to be in fourth and fifth edition that they were all one book, like they were all one group, and it makes a
Well,
lot of sense to be able to encompass that again.
and
So.
and remember that the VC were kind of a combined book too.
Oh no,
Right,
they
with
were
the
originally.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Originally
mean
Nagash
there
led all of
wasn't
it.
like there wasn't like a pure TK, but you
Mm-mm.
had TK elements in the old
Right,
Vampires book,
but I mean that
fifth
was
edition. But I mean,
well
yeah,
in
so
fourth
that's
edition, yeah,
yeah, I well it was fifth edition too, I think.
yeah.
But I think that's why it's not as like those first two books didn't really shock everybody as much as this last book because hey, historically, yeah, all of the undead came from some one book. Okay, that's
Mm-hmm.
fine that they're going back to that. Hey,
Exactly. Yeah.
historically, at some point, all of the chaos was under one book, and they're going
Mm-hmm.
back to that. Not a huge culture shock there either.
But I
Hey,
don't
all
think
the
there's
elves are
gonna
getting
be.
together now. Whoa, everybody throws the brakes on. What's going on?
Yeah.
You've gone too
Yeah.
far. You've gone too far.
Yeah. I don't see that. I don't. I don't
I,
see that being a
I
thing.
don't see that sticking either.
Like it just there's too much of a variant between between the three different elves, and I just we had to talk about the other night whether it was like um oh well maybe they were setting that up because look, the new Wood Elf book, it has oh well if I have the ability to cast high and dark, right? Well, I have that capability. Maybe they were just setting that up. But if you're going to do that and you're going to combine all the books, then spellcaster level 4 of said book and spellcaster level of said book over here, you're going to pick whatever one you want of the boon because they both have access to all the lores or something like that, right? Or if you cast dark from with this caster, it gets this boon, but if you cast dark
Yeah.
with this caster, it gets this boon. Like, you're gonna just choose the one and it's gonna be the one all the time. Like, it's I
And
don't see that.
and I don't think they were setting that up in that
Mm-mm.
route. I mean,
No.
if they were setting that up 3 years in advance so that they could drop this,
No. You think
wow,
they were
great.
you think they were thinking about Wood Elves 3 years ago, Mark?
Well,
Come
and
on.
that's what I'm getting at. Like,
Right.
if you thought
Yeah.
when you wrote that high elf book, God, what was that, like 2 or 3 years ago, with the express
Yeah.
purpose of them getting all the lores, and then the dark elves getting all the lores, and the wood elves getting all the lores, so that they could eventually combine a book into this weird end
Right.
times book. That long con, that super long power play, it's just something that you don't really
It's
see out of this
way
company.
too advanced for
But if they did,
GW.
great for them. They played it perfectly from
Right.
that aspect. But I don't think that's what
But I think you're right. I think what you said is it's going to be Undead and VC are going to, they're going to be all one. VC and TK, it makes sense. It makes sense because that's where they started. I think all the Chaos Legions, they'll come back and be together again and be an option. Now, the question is in ninth edition, are they going to say, oh yeah, Demon Book doesn't exist anymore, Beastman Book doesn't exist anymore, and it's all under one roof? That's the question, I guess, that I still have in my head. What they're gonna do with that, who knows? But I mean, I'm kind of excited. I have a list that I'd like to have ready for Lone Wolf. If Chaos Legions becomes legal, I don't think it will. Which the only difference is my core. My core changes. That's it. It changes from Marauders to Beastmen. That's pretty much it. So, but I'd like to see it so I can have a little bit more fun with my Beastmen. I would just like to take a marked Beastman army. Would be great.
Yeah, I've heard people saying that, and since you say that, the special rules for the Chaos Legion are absolutely bananas. I mean,
Yeah, it's
bananas,
bananas. Yeah,
dude. Seriously. We'll talk about it later. Mark and I played it, and I built up a Chaos Legion army, and it was completely illegal because I'm an idiot and I don't know anything better. I'm gonna claim ignorance, Mark. I'm gonna claim ignorance, and then apologize for having an illegal list.
Oh, what'd you do?
I guess I can't have the scaly skin thing twice, apparently.
Oh, well, that didn't really play too much of a factor into it, I don't think. So
no, I don't think so either. But
yeah.
I did it, and I cheated you, and you didn't catch me, so it's your fault. That's what I'm going with.
I'm supposed to spot check you to make sure you know how to build a list proper.
By the way, I'm the one that got that. After
Yeah,
he posted his list, I'm like, Beastman player, chime in here. That's illegal.
I'm pretty sure you built that on Army Builder too. How did it let you get away with that?
It doesn't matter. You can still click it wrong like a dumbass.
No, it didn't. It didn't feed me. Well, you know what though? The problem is that I had three different armies going, so there was illegal stuff all throughout each paper because I didn't have points. I didn't fulfill.
No wonder you had so many 4+ forward saves.
I didn't.
No, it was just the armor based one.
What do you mean your whole army's a 3-up ward save?
Right.
Everybody's got the armor of destiny. That's pretty cool.
What? You're allowed to have that for everybody?
Your regular gore has a heavy armor and 4+ ward. That's so weird. Like,
yeah, dude,
it's a 7-point
times.
You mean that's not a unit thing?
For real.
I have Hey, listen, bro. I have MR5. Okay, and your attacks are magical. I have a 1-up ward against it.
For real.
I'm just reading. It says magical resistance. That's a magic weapon. I mean, Jesus, come on.
Oh gosh, right. Oh, that'd be
so. So with the Chaos Legions, we get a new Reign of Chaos table, which is badass, and we get the ascendancy rule for demons, and that is absolutely bananas. And I played it for the first time, and it was interesting. And for those of you that don't know what the ascendancy rules are, basically whenever you roll a double when you do your magic phase, you look at the Reign of Chaos table. But for this, if you roll doubles, you can basically change what would have happened and make it the 12 result. But you have to use whatever chaos god you have ascended. So if you pick Slaanesh, you get Demonette, Tzeentch, Horrors, so on and so forth. So pretty bad ass. And your guys are unbreakable. Just unbreakable. They're supposed to crumble, but if your chaos god is ascended, then you lose basically the crumble rule and you just have unbreakable. And I think that makes people go from these crazy demon lists to say, you know what, I'm going to run a mono god and be crazy.
Yeah, I like mono god personally. Like I dig the fluff of that kind of stuff. You know me, like all my demon stuff, like for my competitive play, I comp high, but like I still try and keep it almost all mono god if I can. And the stuff that I take that's not mono god is usually pretty fluffy anyways, so
Yeah, that and Beastmen have marks now, which is pretty good for you because you play Beastmen, so I know you like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I really would like to play them for a majority of next year. I'm just trying to my next army I paint is just gonna be so much in-depth paint. Like like I just want like now that I've got two that are painted really, really well, I wanna really start painting. Like I've already got two models on my painting desk. I'm not gonna say what they are because I'm gonna unveil it when it's all done. But they're terrible in the game. So how about that? That's a good lead. That's a good lead. They're not great in the game, and they're for a comp 19 list. So, but
Um,
for
I
a
don't I
comp
don't know if I
19
want to
list.
know. I don't know.
But I just like the model a whole lot. So I'd really like to get I'd really like to get Beastmen and play them to a really high level next year, but I just got to get them painted in time. So
Yeah, I have an
that's
army I will
my
be
problem.
unveiling shortly too. We're going to be both bringing out new armies.
Yeah, well, you know me, man. I've been playing Beastmen for 30 to 40% of my games just because I
Yeah.
like playing them, but I just can't get behind painting a whole army that I just cannot see myself playing at a GT like for
Oh,
any
dude.
purpose.
If I
The
had your
thing.
Beastman army, I would paint them up and I would play them for like a
Yeah.
year or two.
Oh, they're great, and I have so much fun with them. And now that I've got them on the table, it's an option. Although I will say, I'm slightly I'm slightly hesitant to start painting them because I'm gonna like I've already started painting them, but I'm hesitant to get fully into them because of all the like whispers of maybe Skaven stuff is coming. So like part of me wants to have units ready and painted already so that I can field what is almost assuredly going to be a buff for Skaven. Granted, we'll take a couple of hits here and there, but I don't know, Mark. What's your thought on what you've been hearing so far? Like, my feeling is with the way that everything else has gone, I feel like we're maybe going to get core plague monks.
I honestly couldn't tell you. I don't think there's a Skaven End Times book. If there is, it would have to be. I
No,
mean,
not end times, not end times. I mean, just I think they'll get a new book
oh,
between the next end time book.
I would personally like to see all of the clans get a core unit. So you've got, Eshin, Pestilence,
Oh, okay.
Skyrie, and
Yeah,
That's pretty
is there
badass.
anyone else? And Molder.
I would
yeah,
like that. I'd like that for
that'd be
Skaven.
cool.
And then just kind of do it like Warriors do, give the ability for unmarked uh,
Yes, totally.
units to be marked, and depending on the mark they take on a different buff or a different benefit.
Yeah,
You
totally.
know,
I'd like to see that with rat ogres just so they're usable again.
well, rat
Like
ogres you would give them mutations, but
right,
with
right, yeah,
like clan rats, you'd say, oh well, they're clan rats, but they're marking, pestilence, so
sure.
they're maybe +1 toughness, -1 initiative, or
Yeah,
+1 attack, -1 initiative, something like that.
yeah, yeah. Something crazy. Yeah, minus initiative for sure. That's kind of like the bane of all of the you know all
Pestilence,
of
yeah.
pestilence stuff is that they're slower because they're all fumadored and high on shrooms. They're not shrooms, but high on the fumes. So
I'm with you guys like completely. I would love to see Skaven get something like that. I think people would it would add a little
little
something more to
little
them.
flavor,
Yeah, a
little
little
flavor.
something different than
just
what you're
just a
used to
little
seeing.
variety, yeah, something
Yeah,
to
Yeah.
sprinkle in. And I think that goes for a lot of the armies. If you
yeah,
could just get additional tweaks, you don't even necessarily need a whole new range of units or models. If you can modify a unit, 3 or 4 different ways, all
hmm
of a sudden you multiplied your capabilities for having a different experience on the table because this unit took strengthened bows, or that unit took extra armor and they got slower, but they're more protected. there's a lot of things they could do with that. I just think it's hard to rein in competitively. You got to call your opponent on every single upgrade, that sort of thing. But with Army Builder nowadays, I don't see why you wouldn't do it.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, you
Unless
got to
somebody's
play
taken
against.
Scaly Skin like 5 times.
Well,
Right,
you
yeah.
know what I mean, that's
Asshole.
people should fucking catch that shit. I don't know what to say other than the
I
fact
caught
that
it immediately. You know what offends me is freaking Bailey, man. What the hell, man? You posted your list in the hot forum, and you posted it up there, and Bailey responds like 4 times, and I go, motherfucker, like you are the Beastmaster, and you don't notice that Homeboy took Scaly Skin twice? What's up? What's
all
up, bro?
anybody saw, all anybody noticed was that I made a demon prince without a charm shield, and that was
And
my
it paid
doom bolt.
off.
Yeah, right. And did I give my demon prince wings? That's all anybody. It's like everybody got to my demon prince and was like, "Dude, you forgot that." Like, they must have been like, you know what? This sucks. This dude, he's an idiot.
Right. Yeah, because they're all commenting on all that stuff. I was like, did anybody notice the obvious illegal list that this is? Like it's pretty obvious, man.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty apparent that I'm an absolute idiot. I'm just excited over
It's
Minotaurs
not
because
your fault.
yeah.
You don't really play Beast a lot, so.
No, well, it's still something I should have checked. It'll be better. It'd have been better if I'd have just done it on paper. But I like Army Builder because it throws it in front of me a lot
Sure.
easier. But with the other thing that the Chaos Legion book gave us was another Reign of Chaos table, which
Yeah.
pretty badass. And for those of you that don't have the book, too broke to get it, or just straight up like Jeff and waiting for somebody to loan it to his punk ass, let me explain to you what this does. It's basically the same Reign of Chaos table as before. There's some minor changes, but the big change is if you roll a 7, it used to be the eye is closed. Not anymore, my friends. Not anymore. Let me peruse my book here and open it to the page, because that's what I do. I read from the book. Now we have the Eye of the Storm, and basically, whatever mark of chaos or alignment your general is, you get that manifestation. So if you run a Slanesh general, you're about to get frickin' the leadership stuff all over again, and everybody hates that one. That's like the worst one to most
Yeah, the
people.
Slanesh one is probably the hardest one because it doesn't miss. The
Yeah.
rest of them, they have the capability to scatter or, to do negligible damage.
Yeah.
The Slanesh one is pretty constant, and there's no armor saves versus it, and it doesn't matter what your toughness is. It's just based off your leadership. So it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's basically like a free Terrorgeist scream on that unit.
So you played against it a little bit, Mark. Now, what do you think about the new rules? I mean, like the good, the bad, the ugly. I mean, is it unfun to play against? Is it just kind of just want to punch a wall?
I didn't have too much of a problem with the actual Reign of Chaos table because it's a little different. It's not drastically different. I think this part of the thing that saved the game was that you were unbreakable with everything because your god was ascended. Um, that made things way tougher on me, knowing that all you have to do is just sit there basically and take whatever damage, and then if you roll Snake Eyes, now all those wounds come back. So there's really no downside for you. That definitely altered the game a little bit for me. Looking back on it, I definitely probably would come at it a little differently. I would have, since you only had like 4 drops, I would have dropped on the total opposite side of the table from you, and just to hope that you never got over to me. And then just kind of followed along with the gutter runners like I did, and plink your minotaurs away like I did. But even doing that, like I killed everything in your army except for those 3 models, and those 3 models won you the game. The Doom Bull, the Gore Bull, and the Warrior, Demon Prince. So it is what it is. It was a fun game. I mean, like I said, I never thought the end times wouldn't be fun. They're a lot of fun. From a competitive standpoint, I was definitely fighting an uphill battle, but you know, that it is what it is. It's not like I didn't go into it not knowing that. I kind of said, well, since we're playing, we were basically practicing our Wapaka list, and this is one I've been kind of kicking around, and it has gotten its teeth kicked in 2 or 3 times. It's had a minor loss once, and it's had a major win once. And the major win was against somebody who had no idea what he was doing, and he did the opposite thing of what he should have done against me. So, I mean, all things considered, I'm definitely basically, Randy, what you did was you reinforced my idea that I'm scrapping this list and I'm doing something different. So I've already got something. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I like your list. I think that your problem is, I think at Wapaka, looking at everybody's tweets, is that everybody's going to be bringing, a big, nasty, some sort of combo list, and whoever brings the nastier list is definitely going to be kicking some booty.
Yeah, and that's my concern is my list can weather a lot of storms, but it's got 0 punch, and I've got to up my punch factor, and I've got to drop some of my weathering abilities. So I'm going to be a little more skittish, but I should, depending on how they roll with some of these end time rules, I should be in a good position because 2 Gray Seers puts me right at 27% Lord, and apparently that's legal. So
Fucking love it, 2 Gray Seers.
That should change a couple of things if I'm running around with 13 spells.
Yeah, man, and I'm just thinking I'm not going to Paka, but I've looked at the Paka, pamphlet for it, and I feel like if you can guarantee a crack skull, you're gonna be awesome, man, because there's gonna be a lot of people taking giant monsters that are gonna give them extra fortitude, and I feel like if you can get a brass orb in there or a crack's call, you are going to be styling, man. You're going to pick up so many low initiative monsters and these one-off things that are just going to just give you so many extra points just right off the top, because monsters are notoriously low initiative. If you can nail that stuff, man, that's I think if you build against that kind of stuff, you're going to see a lot of monster mashy stuff.
I like fantasy for Monster Mash. I like the Monster
Mash
list. Yeah, I like it. After playing your Skaven list, I realized I have to scrap some things from my list, and I am a huge Slanesh person. I mean, I have tons of Demonites, I have tons of Slaneshi stuff. I may be going Mono Zinch for Wapaka. I don't know yet. I haven't totally decided. I don't know which is better, so I'm probably gonna play test a Mono Zinch list and see if I can figure it out. But I think 4 units of Pink Horrors and a Demon Prince of Chaos with Metal Magic, and I think that it could work.
Are you gonna scrap those Minotaurs?
No.
Okay, because I was about to say, just because all the Minotaurs died, don't let that discourage you. Because something that Josh Stewart's told me a couple of different times when we've talked is, I don't care if the Minotaurs live or die. It's all about the Doom Bull and the Gore Bull.
Yep.
And that Minotaur unit is just basically a Gore Bull or Doom Bull delivery system. So
yeah.
as long as that big heaping monster gets into combat without taking too much damage beforehand, you're coming out a winner at the end. So
yeah,
I'd say keep them.
I roll something similar, and Randy has seen me play it multiple times. I'll run six or seven Minos with a Doom Bull and a Gore Bull in that unit, and then I'll just charge out of the unit with the Doom Bull, and leave the unit behind, or and it's a really good delivery system, especially on the unit champ, Randy. I don't know if you've done it, but I was telling Jeff Daniels, I always take black and plate on the unit champion, because unit champion can have heavy armor at that point, and it gives the whole unit a 4+ ward save versus anything flaming. So flaming shooting, flaming, magic, Shem's burning gaze, anything fire based, anything metal based, any of that stuff is all flaming. So it's super worth it.
Well, I also toyed with the idea of running some Pink Horrors and then picking up some of those Ungor Raiders and running them as my core as well. and marking them Zinch or Slanesh or doing something like that. And
Yeah, the problem with the Raiders is there's only, and they are good. That's the other way to do it. Totally.
which is,
The
I mean,
problem
just
with the Raiders.
my thing is if I can scout up around, have pink horrors zapping you with magic, have a demon prince running around, and minotaurs running, straight up at you, Operation Grill. I
Dude,
mean, good luck
so
dealing with
here's
all of
another
it.
thing for you to think about since I'm not going, but you should take a unit of Ungor Raiders and then pop a Exalted Flamer into them, because then he'll gain skirmish just like the regular flamers, like when you do with regular demons. You march up with them on turn 1, and then you walk him into the unit, join them, and they become, he gains the skirmish rule, and you're dropping that teardrop or grape shot on turn 1. And you could do that with as many Ungor Raider units as you want, and you could do like 6 Exalted Flamers and just drop these fucking templates down everywhere.
Fucking
Just
enjoy.
barbecue shit, dude. It'd be awesome.
You're ridiculous.
It
You're
would
ridiculous.
It would be awesome, especially because like the issue with it right now is that you can only take so many regular flamers because they're so
Yeah.
expensive. Ungors, 7 points per model. Like, totally, totally awesome. Oh yeah, I'm gonna join this unit.
I'm gonna do
Oh, by the way, I gain skirmish, which means I can move and shoot.
this. Well, we go from Chaos Legions and our sick, twisted brokenness to the elf crap that's coming, which is 46 magic phases, is the rumor correct?
Yeah.
And Malekith being the
4d6.
Phoenix King.
Well, that's not all, kids.
Oh,
All casters. All casters. All casters. I mean, hey, I took a unit of pink horrors. Guess what? They're lore masters. They know all of the Zinj spells. All of them. I think that's probably even worse than the whole 4d6 thing, to be honest.
I agree. I think that's worse, and it's worse, but in a manner of speaking, if you were to take the magic phase and say, okay, depending on your level, that's the number of spells you can cast a turn, unless you're a pure lore master where you had that special rule before the new book came out. So yeah, wizards know all spells, but you kind of go like a D&D route. Yeah, your wizard has access to like 50 spells, but he can only, use 5 or 6 a day. So for this
Right.
battle or for this magic phase, you can only use maximum of 4 spells. All right, next magic phase, you could use 4 totally different spells, but you can only use a max of 4. You're level 1, all right, you get 1 spell.
Right.
I think that would kind of balance that out, but I
Yeah,
don't think that
that
I've
would
heard
be a
that
good.
rule. So
Yeah, I didn't think about that before. A very D&D style. That's kind of
yeah,
cool. Like,
yeah.
as you level up, you can throw more level 1s because they're so cantrippy to you, and the higher level you get, you get one really amazing spell, and then less and less and less and less and less. But
see, I
Yeah.
thought the lore master only went if you were a level 2 or 3 wizard, but I could be
mm,
wrong. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I
I
see
don't think
so much
that's
crap.
correct. I think it said all wizards
Yeah,
have the lore master.
the screenshot that I saw said all wizards are lore masters, and then it said something about a plague priest who's a
Yes,
default
David.
level 1.
Exactly.
Like a plague priest knows all the plague spells. It didn't say a level 2 plague priest, from what I recall. Of course, I've been drinking. But yeah, if he knows all the plague spells, cool. Well, he's
Because
gonna be
guess what,
throwing
Mark?
fucking wither and plague all day.
Yeah, because guess what? I'm gonna be taking a lot more plague priest.
Yeah, plague
I'll tell
priest
you.
is gonna be my new number
my
one
new
go-to.
my new jam. Oh, I think I'll throw plague. I think I'll throw plague again. How many dice I got left? I think I'll throw plague again. Like,
Well, the rules for plague, they can only affect a unit once per magic phase, so that's not
yeah.
as good. But, hey, I've got 5 plague priests.
Wither,
Hey,
plague.
wither, 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 wither. Oh wait,
Oh,
you weren't toughness 6? Oh, you're dead.
oh,
Okay.
you're dead. Wither, wither. Oh, you were an elf. Oh, I'm gonna cast wither 3 times. Your whole unit automatically dies. How about that?
Dead. Dead.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that I mean the screenshots. If that's what it is what it is. I mean, we'll see. I mean, I played mostly demons. My new army is not going to like any of these rules, but I am going to try to unveil my new army at the Lone Wolf, which I am very excited about.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta
guess
get painting, man.
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff to paint, so I have to do this because it's important. I have to give a shout out to Eric West on getting me the deal on this army. So I got a lot of stuff.
Oh, is that what you're gonna be painting up?
That's
You
what I'm
got
gonna
that
be
from
painting
Eric
up.
West?
Yep,
From the north?
yep, from the good old Midwest.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah, so I put out a tweet saying I was looking for something, and I had a bunch of people message me back, and Eric tweeted me his phone number, and I'm like, bro, do you want to put your phone number out like that? But he said he had something, and I left and went and got married, and when I was on my honeymoon, he texted me, and he was like, bro, I got it in my hands. This is what I need, and I'm like, sold. So I will hopefully be unloading these on people in soon.
And you may or may not see that on the board from me in the nearby future for a specific event coming up.
Oh my god, no way. That'd be freaking hilarious. Oh my god, that'd be so freaking funny. So anyway, let's since we covered that the sky is officially not falling. I'm going to say that the sky is not falling and everybody needs to get a grip. I think that the new end time stuff
everybody,
is cool.
hey, by the way, just calm down. This is
Breathe.
This is not going to be
Relax.
Believe me, for all of you who have been like thinking you've been playing for a long time and you've been playing for 5 years, take it from someone who's been playing for a long time. This is GW. This is what GW does. It will be okay. Calm down, breathe. It's a game.
Relax.
It's gonna be all right. I promise.
So let's take a break. When we get back, we'll get into some hobby time projects. Yeah, see what we're working on.
Sure, sounds good.
All right, we'll be back. Boner. And we're back. Boner. What? Here we go. So, yeah, we're going to do some hobby time. But before we get into hobby time, let's talk about some of the local tournament scenes down here in the DFW. And for those of you that aren't cool enough to know what that means Dallas Fort Worth. What?
That's right.
Yeah. So I know I got married a couple weeks ago, and we came back on a Friday. And Saturday morning, we both did. As a group, we went to a tournament called CarnyCon, and it was a one-dayer, and it was a charity tournament it was pretty epic. And we have one of the guys, the groups that ran it, and he's going to talk a little bit more about it. So Ryan, tell us all about how did you guys come up with CarnyCon and what it was all about, and what was the goal for it?
Well, we like meat, so we wanted to do something where we got to eat a lot of meat.
Ryan is from Meat Shank, the other local group over here in the Fort Worth area. So we hang out a lot, and they're called Meat Shank for a reason.
Yeah, we're not actually known for being easy wins in tournaments.
That's true.
Yeah.
In fact, who had at the end of Lone Wolf, I went up to Ryan and I said, "Hey Ryan, so how did the Meat Shank guys do this tournament?" And then he asked me, "Well, how many wins did you have this tournament?" And I said, "Well, I went undefeated this tournament." And he goes, "So you have more wins than all of Meat Shank combined."
There were 3 of us, yes. So I was half the wins. So.
That's true. With Wood Elves from before
7th
the
Ed
new
Wood
book.
Elves. Yes.
That's right.
Oh.
So cool.
I
we can run away.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about CarnyCon. Yeah.
So, actually, one of the guys that's in Meat Shank, Philip, said, "Hey, let's do something that gives back and does something cool that way." So, we all love Warhammer. We talked about Warhammer and email that stuff. So we were like, "What can we do?" He came up with the idea of doing a tournament where it's a little bit different of a tournament, and we get to do some charity and get food to people who need it.
Cool.
Yeah,
It was like a food drive, and Randy was on his way back from his wedding.
yeah, I actually messaged Jeff before the tournament, and I said, "Hey, dude, you want to pick me up some food for their thing?"
I post it in our Dread Moon page, right? Because for this tournament, it was, you were classified in a group, right? So all the Dread Moon guys were a group. All the Hangover Heroes of Texas were, they were a group. So it was your group affiliated, right? So it's kind of like, oh, you want to do good for your team type of situation. So I post a picture in our Dread Moon page being like, Dread Moon represent, because I just showed like this picture of I got so much food at the store, it was ridiculous. Like, I rated this Albertsons for all of its deals that it had for the week, and I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna just show up all these other fools on donations because we're winning before we even show up. So Randy goes, this is after I get home already. I'm home. I've got it all ready to go. I'm like, good, my shopping's done. Randy goes, yeah, I'm not gonna have time to go to the store before, because I'm gonna arrive, and then the next morning I'm gonna wake up and have to leave. And I go, well, son of a bitch. Like, I just got back from the store, so I have to go to the store and pick up more stuff for Randy, because I'm not gonna give Randy $20 worth of my stuff I've bought. Oh no, because that would make sense. No, instead, I'm so dead set on being the one that's gonna donate the most stuff that I was like, nope, I'll go buy more stuff for Randy.
Of course, I went with the route of waiting and seeing what everybody else brought and going to going to the Walmart down the road from the tournament,
right?
Trying to go buy more than had the money.
Yeah.
So how much food did you guys end up donating, and like who got the food and what was it for?
As much as I'd love to tell you how much we got, I can only tell you we got the back of an SUV worth. That's what we got. We loaded up and filled up to the top of the back of or filled up much of the back of an SUV. It went to the food bank at the church where Philip goes. So Rush Creek. So we took it there, and they give it to whoever's in need in the area.
I'll tell you
I
what,
will have to
me
say,
alone,
bro,
I donated a crap ton. So
yeah, you definitely donated quite a bit. But I have to say, bro, that was one heck of a tournament. It was a good venue. You
Heck
guys,
yeah.
how much food did you guys buy for that tournament? And what did you guys cook? Because
That was
I mean, would you guys
awesome.
have brisket and sausage and
We Bacon. decided, breakfast meat is what we like to call that.
Meat.
So we like I said, we kind of just wanted it to be a really fun thing, a thing that people would just enjoy all aspects of, fellowship and everything. So a number of family members of some guys donated stuff. We had, Matt, one of the Meat Shank guys, loves to cook, so he cooked a 21-pound brisket. The night before, the same day we had ribs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We had breakfast foods. So Shane was actually going to bring all the venison from a deer he killed, but the freezer that he had went out, and he ended up not being able to do any of that. It went back. There would have been a whole lot of venison sausage.
Yeah, and freaking Shane, dude, whatever, man. Like, he shows
skipped
up
out
Friday night, like, oh, hey, because I go out there Friday night to hang out with Mark, and Robbie made it down. we're all hanging out, and then Shane's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna totally have to bitch out tomorrow because I'm gonna work." Like, what's up with
Well,
that?
Shane prefers to company with cows for
Right.
what he does with them out there in the fields, but
Oh shit, dude.
Oh gosh. So whatever, Shane. I know you're gonna be listening to this tomorrow when this goes live. So,
if he does, I'll tell you about a game we play. We play a
well, there
game
you go.
called Shane or Beast.
Right.
He takes a dump and takes a picture of it, or a cow takes a dump and he takes a picture of that, and we have to determine which one it is.
Wood, purple sun.
So that's Meat Shank. That's what we do. The
Right.
tournament was great. We thank all the guys who came out, all the different gaming groups supported it,
Yeah.
except for Dreadmoon. We really wish they hadn't come, but
Yeah, those dicks.
Other than that,
Yeah,
it was
man.
really
Maybe next year we get a couple more of the Dreadmoon guys to show up. A couple of them were really wanting to come, but schedule conflicts and insert lame excuse here. But I don't know, man. You guys do it next year. I'll be there.
we're hoping to do it and hoping to get even more to the charity and have more fun.
Man, even that little venue wasn't too bad. I mean,
Venue was great.
we could
Yeah,
easily
it was
fit
spectacular.
could easily have fit another couple tables in there for
Oh,
sure.
absolutely.
Oh, more than a couple, man. You
Yeah.
could probably have a 40-man tournament in there.
Yeah.
No sweat.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. Well, cool,
That's what
man.
we're shooting for in the future. Is 40 is what we'd
Yeah,
like to see.
if not a 50 or 60, yeah.
That'd be awesome, man. That'd be really cool. So,
Yeah, it was really. I have to say I enjoyed the whole food, bro. I enjoyed the charity aspect of it, and I had 3 really fun games, so that was always fun.
yeah, man. I had a great couple games too, and I don't think I had a bad game in there, but it was a good time. There was a couple people taking it a little too serious, but we were there for fun, and that's what we had. Do you have the breakdown whatsoever in front of you on who
Yeah.
ended up placing, who placed where and what?
Yeah. What do you? I can tell you overall.
Sure.
Top score was Warriors of Chaos from Dogs, Plant Tentacle,
All right. Yeah.
and some guy named Jeff came up second. Couldn't quite make it with his rats. Not sure.
What was I
in the
behind
overall.
Clint on points wise? 1 point.
2 points.
2 points. Man,
Yeah.
he beat my ass then.
You know what I just realized? You guys screwed me. You guys screwed me,
It
bro.
was fun. Oh wait, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
You guys did not give me my food bank points.
You mean Jeff's food bank points?
No.
And you mean mine?
It was his. He paid for him.
Dang, you guys screwed me.
Let's see. Food.
Dad would have put me in 3rd place. That's cool, bro. No, it's cool. Whatever.
Right,
Chapman can have it. No, it's cool.
All you need to know is in your heart you were in
Yeah,
3rd place.
yeah. And did people get the food, or do you want the credit? What's wrong with you, man?
That is the correct answer.
I want the
Shut
freaking
up,
credit.
Randy.
Screw those people. They can go hungry. They can get a job. What's going on here?
I donate for points.
Which
Hey, I'll tell
that
you
is
what,
why we give you points.
I donated 112 points worth. So
That's-
Where the hell's my bonus
That's
points?
such
What's
an
going on
awesome
here?
stick, man.
Hey,
That
is it-
really is.
Is that the yeah? I would just like to point out that you got 116,
100 what?
like whatever items, however they counted up
Yeah.
with the Phillips screw math.
Oh, so I must have been off by a couple pieces.
But I'm just going to tell you, there was someone who had 8 items more than you.
No, you didn't. You liar.
No, he did. I'm looking at it right now.
Go look on
Fucking
the
cheater.
website, my friend.
You
go look on the
douche.
website.
You just had to outdo me. Jody was gonna do that. I posted it in the Dreadmoon page, and then Jody Stubblefield, he goes, "Oh, exactly how many points did you have again?" I go, "I'm gonna strategically answer this by saying 10 less than what I actually have," because you don't want him to know.
I told Philip that when he gave you the award, I wanted him to whisper in your ear that that I'd actually beaten you.
You bastard. No,
I
everybody
also
goes.
had insider knowledge, so you know.
Everybody
so you get
goes, oh well, Jeff obviously donated the most, and I go, no, I'm not gonna win it. Ryan straight up told me he went and bought more, and I was like, what a dick.
it. Well, that's true.
I'm
That's
so much more selfless than you. Come on,
yeah, well, you are more selfless.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, when
awesome,
you announce the
though.
scores, I want it for official that I'm third. This is ridiculous.
I will have James not change things.
I have a protest. I'm protesting this whole.
What was it? 20 items that you donated?
It was 20 items.
This is just horrible. Horrible.
Isn't that points. the least amount of flair that you're supposed to have?
Yes.
We want you to have
the high
more
average.
flair than that.
It's the
hey,
high
you know what? You
average.
guys should just be happy. Unlike you guys not showing up to our event, we showed up in force, and I showed up right the day after my honeymoon. So what's going on? What's up, bro? Challenge.
That's a really good point.
Are you guys not coming to our event?
There is not a single meat stank person signed up yet.
Oh, that's messed up.
13 teams and not one stank.
Oh, I gotta say we need to do better. I will
just get
I'll
two
get
guys,
James
man.
for some easy wins.
Right.
That's okay. I see how you guys are. I see how you guys are doing it.
I'm sorry, man. We'll try to get up there. I'll see what I can do.
Use your influence, bro. Use your influence.
Hey, are you cooking meat? That's the question.
Right?
Oh, we can't, man. We don't have a venue for that.
There's a McDonald's down the street.
Yeah, we got McDonald's.
Meat. I said meat, not whatever paste they put in the McDonald's.
Not 30% meat.
We're doing a Toys for Tot drive.
Yep.
I'm not giving away my Warhammer stuff just because you want to give toys to Tots.
Warhammer is the least is the toy you don't give to Tots.
So Ryan's
it's like
in favor
crack.
of giving meat to the orphans, but not the toys.
Right.
Absolutely.
They can have my meat.
Here, have my meat stick.
That is about the most accurate statement you can make.
Here, little orphan, have some meat. Well, that's awesome. Well, I think that pretty much covers that portion of it.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming out and talking about it, man. It was an awesome event, man.
Yeah, well, good luck. Have a great rest of the podcast. See you later, guys.
Thanks, sir. All right, man.
Peace.
User disconnected from your channel.
Damn it, I was going to kick him out of the channel. I didn't want him to actually leave. I wanted to throw him out.
I wanted to have some authority, man.
Meat stank.
My points for my drive. Come on, man.
Dude, this is horrible. I'm looking at this right now. I'm looking at their thing. There are 2 people that got negative comp lists.
Where the hell are you seeing this?
If you go to their website, so if anybody wants to see what they do and the actual stuff that was given, they have pictures on everything, and their website is meatshank.com. And if you click on the food drive /tourney page, there's all sorts of stuff here. They have everything on their homepage there. If you scroll to the bottom, bro, they'll have the tournament results. And somehow I missed out on the bonus points. I'm not sure how that happened, but whatever.
You
That's
got
cool.
boned us.
I got boned hardcore. Whatever. It is what it is. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Anyway,
why don't you give them a plug for that too, so people can check it out if they're in the area for the website.
Yeah, the website is meatshank.com. So meat shank.
Very careful how you spell it.
Yes, if you do meat stank, you might want to make sure that you have a filter or a really good anti-spyware on your computer.
How the hell did I score so high? I fucking lost all of my games.
They said you won your game 3.
I won my last game. Yeah, that's right.
I lost all my fucking games.
Should have lost it.
Yeah, look at that score, Mark. 10.8 for comp. Whoop, whoop.
Damn right, man. I'm a fluffy motherfucker.
Yeah, well, I was the second fluffiest list.
What was it under scoring?
It's under comp. I scored a 16.6.
Home.
With ogres. I took ogres.
No, where's the results? I'm on meatshank.com. Where's the results?
It's at the very bottom.
Very bottom of food drive tourney.
Tab.
Which food drive tourney? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you look down there. So we talked about that one, and if you are in the Dallas area, We're running a tournament in a couple weeks. Dread Moon
Wait a
is.
minute. Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
How did I... Philip's mom, I have something to tell you. My army is painted better than Clint's. I love you, Clint, but my army is painted better than yours, and you got 4 more paint points than me. What the fuck? I won this tournament.
The paint score strikes again.
I won this tournament. Okay. You tell me right now that my army is not painted better than Clint's.
I mean, do you want me to tell you that right now,
I
or do you want
think-
me to wait till we're off the air?
Dude, I think they were working off of a rubric, so maybe he fell into the rubric better than you did. That's my guess, because there
That
are
is
people who have better
horse
paint scores than I've
shit.
got, and I guarantee you, people that have better paint than me,
Aaron
a lot of
Chapman
them I'm
tied
looking
me
at.
on paint.
Yeah,
How?
that's what I'm saying, man. Like Aaron's got a display board, and he's got all the
I do
other
too.
stuff around it, but
I
his
score at least 8
his
points higher
highlights
than
and
Aaron.
shenanigans aren't where yours were on that list.
Oh
I
my
know,
God.
I know,
Wow,
I know.
it's the
Again.
podcast is we found the results page, and our podcast has digressed into a
And
staring
by
at.
the way,
dude.
You know what?
I'm
I take everything
overreacting
back.
right
I'm
now,
editing
and I'm
out
ready.
Ryan's thing. It was a great thing we gave stuff to charity. Don't go to their stupid tournament. They're gay. I hate you guys.
If you want to win, I'm gonna quote Randy. If you want to win, don't go to this tournament. It's purely off of paint.
if you need to paint to win a tournament, then I don't know. I don't know.
I'm looking on here right now, and if you placed in 3rd place, then at least 3 of the top 5 didn't paint their own armies. So
Yes, I finally get to be that guy. Hey, as a matter of fact, for my army, I didn't make the list. I didn't even bring the army with me. I didn't even bring an army. The only thing I brought to that tournament was dice. Jody texted me. He said, "You want to play the ogres?" Yeah, dude. I don't want to have to get my army ready after the wedding.
Oh gosh.
It was epic, and I hate playing ogres. I dislike the army completely, but it was fun.
Actually, I think the score is perfect the way it is. Randy, you were right where you belong. Below me.
Below me.
Fucking unreal.
So they put a comp in there. What did I get comped at? 7.4. Wow, check me out. That's way higher than
I'm just saying that I deserve 24 more points, and if I would have got 24 more points, that would have put me at 153.
How did Jody have a 16.6?
With this chaos dwarf?
With that cheesy ass list. Okay. Chaos dwarfs with all war machines and a couple of level 1s to use them, and then what, a Kadai and a tank? Like, how is that comp 16.6? Ridiculous. Anyway, I digress.
Anyway, we have to move on before we get stuck
in. I want to go to it again. That was the best tournament experience I've had, especially for a 1 day. I mean, a 1 day it blew it out of the water.
And you know how hard that is, like to get in interest in a 1 day tournament. I mean, we have tried to generate interest so many times, and guys, like this is the important part, is these are the types of tournaments you need to show up to, because these are the tournaments that build community. These are the tournaments where you have 4 or 5 new players that are like, I want to try a tournament. I'm not used to trying a tournament. I want to try it. We had a couple of guys that are from a club around here, and they're not the best of players, but they play a lot, and it kind of got their feet wet, where it was like, okay, if these are the guys that come to tournaments all the time, I could show up to this kind of stuff because these guys are cool to play with. So this is kind of one of those tournaments where if you take the time and you build the community, you're gonna get new players that are going to come out of the woodworks, and they're gonna help add new players, because that's the thing, is if you're not generating new players, eventually, it gets stagnant and you're playing the same guys over and over, so it's good to have new blood in there. And I think we had a good 4 or 5 guys that were like, I'm definitely coming to Lone Wolf after this,
Yeah.
So.
No, it was a good event. All jokes aside, the food was pretty epic. I mean, that whole thing was badass, and hopefully we'll be able to put another one on after the tournament that we're running in a couple weeks, which is a team tournament. So if
Yeah,
you are in the
why don't you plug
DFW
it?
area, yeah, come on down. You don't need a partner. We will pair you the day of. So 1,250 points per person. So check it out. You can always email the show at lonehammer2014 at gmail.com, and we will be more than happy to hook you up.
Hey,
So,
hit up the time, date, and place just so people know if they're looking.
oh yeah, it's December 13th. Let me look at my calendar. I think it's December 13th. I don't know. It's a couple weeks away, and I don't plan that far ahead.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing. It's
Yeah,
gonna
December
be
13th. December 13th. It's
donations and toys, and it's gonna be for Christmas toys for kids who don't really have a Christmas, toys for tots essentially, and that's gonna be your entry is gonna be
yep.
towards that kind of stuff, and it's really just an excuse for everybody to hang out for a day, play a fun, you know, teams tournament, which is just all for bragging, just for being like, hey, we came to this GT and guess what? Hey, remember when we beat your ass in the teams tournament? Oh yeah, so shut up. So
Yeah, exactly. And so it'll either go to Toys for Tots, and because I do work at a hospital, it's possible that I might be donating the toys to the Children's Hospital for Christmas. So I'm not
there you
quite sure
go.
how that works out, but it'll go to
I
one of
think
the
that's
two.
even better, dude.
Yeah. So we're gonna see how that works out. But like Jeff said, the entrance fee for our little shindig is either bring an unwrapped toy of a $20 value, hopefully more if you want, and or bring cash. And if you bring cash, that's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna throw away cash, but there really isn't a ton of prize support because it is all charity. But we do have a couple cool prizes that we're giving away. One of our prizes is going to be the Glocken novels. And I'm also hopefully will be giving away the Elf book as well. So yeah, that'll be the
Let's
prize.
also go ahead and plug the store that was so nice to give
Oh
us the
yeah, I should
venue
definitely do
and
that.
give
Texas
them
Toy Soldier.
addresses.
Yeah, Texas Toy Soldier is the place that's allowing us to hold it. And if you want to check them out, they have a website. It's actually a really good deal. Their address is at 4220 Spring Valley Road in Dallas, Texas. Their phone number is 972-458-8501. And you can go to their website, which is texastoysoldier.com. I do know this. It's a smaller store. It's definitely a very small store. They have I want to say about 16 tables to game at, but all your Warhammer all their minis are always like 20, at least 25% off, sometimes 10, 15, but all Warhammer products are 25% off at the store, and he gives you the discount. He'll give you the discount even if he orders it for you. So he will special order and get it in and give you the discount. So
And I'll
it's
tell
pretty
you
good.
what, Alan is the store owner over there, and he has more stock than most GW stores. So if you are in North Dallas area, and you are looking for a place to buy your minis, look no further. Don't go on eBay and stuff like that. I promise you will spend less money with Alan, and he will have it all there to pick up all at one time. I've ordered an entire 25-point armies, gave him the entire list, and just picked it all up there in store, 25% off the whole thing, and it's worth supporting your local stores, guys. So the more you support them, the more they're there to have open gaming tables for you guys to just come by and play.
I'm gonna take this as an opportunity for a convenient segue.
Sure.
We've run all, or not all, but we've run a lot of our Lone Wolf primers there. We're setting up to do that again this year, and I would say a good 80 to 90% of our prize support we got from Alan, either buying through him or from what he donated as backstock to us for last year's Lone Wolf. So when Jeff says he's cutting really good deals, he's absolutely cutting really good deals. That's why we're going with him again this year. It's a great store. It's easy to get to. It's centrally located for most of the Dallas area. So yeah, it's a great store. He's really flexible with his times. I think there's only like one day out of the week where they're not open, and it's a non-typical gaming week or gaming day of the week. Yeah, it's a really good store, really well run, upkept well, staffed well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, fair amount of tables, and he's got terrain, like good terrain, not all like not just proprietary to like a 40K or something like that. And if you're in North Dallas, great store. Another good store to plug is Evo down here in Fort Worth. If you're in Fort Worth, they do a lot of our local stuff, and they've been nice enough to let us come and use their facilities. If you're in Fort Worth, check out Evo. If you're in Dallas, check out Texas Toy Soldier for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So let's take one more break, and then we'll come back and wrap this sucker up and get on to Thanksgiving shenanigans, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right, break time. and as you can tell by Jeff's laugh, we're back. We're back.
We back.
So let's turn this segment into hobby time. We're different than every other show. We do it at the end. We do it at the very end, bro. Because that's how our hobby is.
Hobby's the least important to us.
Exactly. We're here to wreck hobby, not make a hobby.
Right.
So Mark, what are you working on? What do you got coming up? What's going on, bro?
Well, obviously coming up is the doubles tournament that we're gonna do. I don't really have to do anything new for that. So the next thing that I've got coming up is Wapaka. I'm going to basically stop shaving here in about 2 weeks, and then have a finely crafted cookie duster for the tournament in January.
I cannot imagine Mark with a full beard, man.
Oh no! I'm gonna shave it into a mustache.
Oh, are you okay?
Yeah. It's gonna be handlebar style, or
nice.
I guess horseshoe style, because it's not gonna be an actual handlebar. And then I'm actually kind of toying with. I've got to paint the Man of Intrigue. So I've got a Mears model that I picked up, I think at Rock Wars, that I'm gonna paint. A really buff dude with an axe. Who's got like a cloak with faces on it. So I'm gonna really try and put some paint down on that dude. And then I'm contemplating whether or not I'm going to either take a giant or I'm going to take my my Vermin Lord, the Exalted Vermin Lord from Forge
yeah,
World. I'm going to paint one of the two of those guys
too.
up. Yeah, I'm going to paint one of the two of those guys up and use them as a giant. So it's really going to depend on how much time I can squeeze, with this being the busiest time of the work year for me, into painting. But who knows? It could happen. That's what I'm looking at for hobby as far as the list goes. Obviously, Randy, I'm not taking that list anymore because you waffle stomped it with 3 models. But yeah.
To be fair, one of those models was a Doom Bowl. So...
yeah, and that's apparently legal at Wapaka. So I've got to be able
legal.
to. Yeah, well, no, legal. I've got to be able to counter that. It wasn't the armor that did it for him; it was the attacks. So I've got to find a way to get around that, and I'm just kind of playing with lists there. So that's kind of what's going on for me hobby-wise right now.
Very, very cool. I got the same thing going on, except for I will be running the doubles tournament, so I will not be playing in it. So I escape that unless we don't have enough, unless we have one person show up without a partner. And I am working on my Wapaka list too. I have a Doom Bull to paint. And if I go all Zinch, I'll have 30 more horrors to paint, I believe. Well, that's what I'm going to end up needing. And my Man of Intrigue. So 2 months to get all that done. So looking forward to it, I think. I'll see if I get it all done. I will be working on my painting skills. So my army might look a little weird and mismatched paint-wise. But that's okay. I'm just trying to get it all figured out. And I'm probably going to rebase all of my models by then. So
well, if you're doing up your beast before now and then, if you want to make it over here and we can like I'll paint a Mino and you paint a Mino and like I can show you some technique stuff if you have a like a color palette you want to use and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You know,
I have an idea, but see, I painted my Minos already in for my Beast and Nurgle in a Slanesh theme, and I'm probably going to
yeah, but
redo
those are easy
all.
to
Yeah,
repaint.
yeah. I'm just gonna. It's gonna be brown. I'm gonna end up going like traditional Beastman
Traditional
colors,
beast, yeah,
and then taking
that's
their
easy.
stuff and highlighting them the god that they're gonna follow. So I'm gonna play test probably after Thanksgiving one more time the Zinch list, and depending on how that works out, I'll be doing all that. So. Yeah, that's
Cool.
my whole hobby time. You, however, sir, have a much bigger hobby time. What you're getting into, so why don't you talk about it?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna take up to some segment here. Well, me, I'm always churning on something, man. I have 3 armies right now that I just am adamant about painting, but I'm in that fucking I'm in that zone where it's just like, oh, I want to do this, 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 and then you have so much stuff to get done that like you don't get any of it done. So, like, I am divided among 3 different things right now, but of those 3, I have some stuff on the painting table. I have the one alteration I'm making for Masters. I will be on the South Masters team this year, along with a couple of my buddies from down here in Texas. So I'm making a couple of small alterations, and I just got to finish up getting one model painted for it, and that'll be pretty much done. Other than that, I got a new army that I'm trying to get painted, and then I am also leaving this Wednesday to go out to California. For those of you who don't know, I am from Orange County, and so I know all the guys from West Coast Hammer Time, and we are getting together this Sunday over at Fred Whitney's place from West Coast Hammer Time, and he is going to be putting together about 16 people from the sounds of it. We're going to be doing like a bragging rights style tournament. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's basically you put 4 guys on a team and you have 4 lists and you just drop down a list and you swap up and change who's playing who, and it's team oriented. So it's not off of how well you do, it's off of how well your entire team does. It's collective points. So we'll let y'all know how that goes at the end of it, but don't know whose team I'm on yet, but they're kind of throwing it all together because I'm coming back to California for the weekend, and we'll put something crazy together. From what I know, I'll go ahead and give shout outs. I know that Fred Whitney will be there. Josh Stewart. Oh man, it's just so happened to burp right there because I've been been drinking. Josh Stewart. Jeremy Campbell, I think, is gonna be there. Scott Holcomb. Uh, Brian, I completely forget his last name, but Mark wants me to say that Jeremy Campbell is a bitch. Bill Curry will be there, possibly. Maybe Jim. I don't know. Big Jim might be there. But we'll be playing a little fun 3-game tournament, and so it should be fun. Other than that, I don't know, man. I'm just working on what I kind of want to play next year.
I understand. I see completely. I don't know, bro. You better represent those West Coast Hammer Time dudes. They pretty much suck donkey dick. So
Well, I don't know, man. Josh has been talking a lot of shit this week, and I've been talking back and forth with him. He goes, I'm gonna beat your ass, and I was like, well, what if we're on the same team? He goes, I'm still gonna beat your ass. So we'll see how that works out. I might call him out after the tournament and just play him anyway. I was like, I'm bringing Skaven, and nobody in the South likes me to play Skaven anymore because they're so sick of me playing Skaven. So he said bring the filth. He doesn't care. He'll beat it anyway. And I was like, I don't know, man. I was like, if I can, I'm gonna call out Josh Stewart and Daniel Furbush for
Uh-oh.
Masters.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna make 2 call outs for Masters. What do you think about that? No, both. Hey, by the way, both of them amazing, good players. Super good players. I know there's no challenges, but super good players. So
Yeah, I agree completely, dude. I think you're money. So Mark, what else you wanna frickin' talk about, bro? What else you got? You got any Lone Wolf stuff?
I
Since you're our
do.
official sponsor?
Have I given you money yet? I keep meaning to.
No, you did. And we're good. I'm good with that. Whatever, it's fine.
what you do is you go over there and you just make it rain ones on him. Just one at a time.
You
do
just ducking me,
quarters.
is what
You
it
do
is.
quarters. You just go. He's like a cheap gumball machine.
Give it to you in dimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lone Wolf is coming along. I got stuck in a work rut, so I hadn't worked on the website for a couple of days, or a couple of weeks. So apparently we're at like number 14 or 15 on the paid waiting list. So that's a good sign. I mean, we're overpaid right now. We always have a lot of people shift out, so if anybody hasn't paid yet, don't let that be a detractor for you. Definitely people will drop. Things come up that time of year. It's not a big deal. We'd love to have backfill. Everybody who is in and doesn't get a spot for whatever reason does get a refund, so it's not like you're losing money. It's just kind of putting a down payment. Another thing that we got our first sponsor. Like I didn't go out of my way to talk to people yet. I was actually planning on doing that here in the next couple of weeks. So this sponsor from Germany, or somewhere in Europe, contacted me and said, "Hey, we want to sponsor Lone Wolf." And I was like, "Well, cool. What do you want to do?" And they go, "Well, we want to give you, a couple of these models, and we'll give you ballots for best painted." So that took half of my cost away for the best painted voting, and they're giving me models, which are 2 pretty cool models. I don't want to say what they are because I want everybody to kind of go out to the website and take a look around. It's the website's up on the website now, or up on the Lone Wolf website. We've got their website hyperlinked to it on the main news page,
It
the index
starts
page.
with a K.
It does start with a K. It's Cromlech, and really cool hardcore 40K website. But they've got some really cool fantasy
yeah,
aspects they throw out there. And when I was looking through it,
that's sweet.
yeah, when I was looking through it, I was like, well, I was worried about what they would give us for prize support, and then I kind of looked through it and I was like, well, if they open it up to me,
these guys are the head swaps that
yeah,
Chad
exactly.
Presley uses for his warriors. These are
I
awesome.
was about to say they have a crap ton of awesome bits that you can just swap in, and
they're
like,
awesome.
oh, I don't like my orc heads. I want my orc heads to have feathered caps. Like all of a sudden, totally doable now. So
their savage orc heads, by the way, are awesome.
You telling me, man?
If you have orc army guys, like you gotta check this out.
Yeah, they're a great orc army, and then they've got some cool demon stuff too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're giving us stuff for best painted, and then I'm going to be reaching out to some other hopeful sponsors here in the not too distant future. But yeah, Lone Wolf is looking good. We're going to be doing primers here pretty soon, January, February, maybe in March, depending on whether or not I have to go overseas this year. And yeah, it's looking like a good tournament turnout.
I must say I'm looking forward to it. This should be a pretty good time. So
actually, breaking news, I just got a text message back. You remember the whole Carnicon thing we were kind of talking about?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and incorporate some level of bonus points for donations, and I'm going to look at that, and we're going to try and incorporate that into the Lone Wolf scoring. So, be thinking charity this year, and we're going to try and work that into it. Maybe 5 or 10 points for your overall, depending on what you donate. So we're gonna play around with that. I just got a response from Philip, one of the guys who helped run CarnyCon, and he says he's good for that. So we're gonna try and do that this year. Try and get a little more charitable.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Breaking news. I am on the Lone Wolf GT website. I scrolled down to number 12 and I see Bowman is on the roster playing Bretonians.
Yep, he's on there for now.
The David Bowman playing Bretonia.
Yep, he's coming out of retirement. He's been running it for years. He said he wanted to play it, and I was like, "Well, go for it, man. I can handle it. You know, I've got somebody who's going to help me out." So.
Oh yeah, Sean's gonna help this year, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. With Sean helping out, dude, David can totally play if he wants to.
Yeah.
So he's getting to play in his own tournament.
Sweet. Dig it, man. I dig it. I'd love to see David come back and play some games, man. I know I'd like to play him.
Man, he's still got that killer instinct.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, he hadn't played for years, and he comes over to my house, and we proxied some stuff up, and he about tabled me on game 2 after he got his legs under him on game 1. It was it was pretty impressive. That guy is still really good.
You know who I don't see on this waiting list? Josh Stewart.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys from West Coast Hammer Time that aren't signed up yet.
Lion sons of bitches.
There's a lot of LD2 guys out there.
Whoa, Kenzie's on a waiting list.
Yeah.
Wow, Kenzie. Why are you on the waiting list? Richard's on the waiting list.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. Kenzie thought Richard was paying when they registered.
Chris Hines?
Chris Hines unfortunately had to duck out. He had something going on that weekend.
No, he doesn't have something going on. His wife is pregnant with triplets.
Or it could be that.
Yeah, that's what it is. And Chris, if you're listening, congratulations, bro. I mean, we'll bust your balls later, but congrats, man. That's epic for you and your family.
Yikes.
I hope that goes really well for you guys.
Luck,
congratulations.
Chris Hines, one of the other moderators on the Steven website, so the fact that he's having a clutch of kids is kind of fluffy.
It's what you get for playing Skaven, man. We only have packs.
You got a brood.
You got a brood, bro. Oh gosh. I guess Todd didn't get his prepay in on time. Todd Fagan. So.
Actually, yeah, he just registered. I don't think he's paid yet.
Yeah, he told me weeks ago he was going to prepay. That didn't happen. So.
I don't think it happened.
Yeah. All right. Well, it all looks good. Does anybody else want to drop anything else before we duck out for our Thanksgiving weekend holiday? Before you hear back from us, I mean, we'll be chiming back in after everything settles down from the holidays. Let you guys know how the West Coast Hammer Time Invitational goes down.
Yeah, let us know how that goes, bro, and. Yeah, I guess we'll be talking to everybody a little bit later there, huh?
Yeah. While you're having fun in California, I'm going to be freezing my ass off in a football stadium on Thanksgiving. So beat the hell out of LSU.
It looked like it, man.
Oh wow, you're going to the LSU game, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Driving down day of, man. Gonna start tailgating.
You crazy bitches, man.
Well, crazy. Got to.
Crazy Mo Frankie.
You kids with your football.
All right, well, I guess I will see you all later, and have a safe flight, bro, and we will see you guys on the next episode.
Yep.
Peace, bitches.